Welcome back. Before I go any further into this video, I wanted to point out a lot of the people I watch on YouTube don't like to do reviews sometimes of products because if they're sent the product, they feel that they have to give a positive review. So then I thought, well, what happens if I'm ever approached to do such a thing? And then I thought, well, you know, I'll just deal with it when the time comes. I was contacted this weekend by a gentleman named Ryan from a company called ScandiTech. ScandiTech makes kits that you can buy online that have the battery and the subsequent tools to replace that battery in a variety of devices like iPhones. And you can go on their website and get the actual guide to do it. You can also go on their YouTube site and watch a tutorial on how to take the phone apart, which is great. But they contacted me because they have a new product out that they need to have reviewed, and they came across my channel, liked my format, and asked if I would do that. And I thought about it, and I contacted the gentleman back. Now this is on a Saturday, and I was up late, so real late at night I contacted them back and said, yeah, actually I would be interested in doing that, but I have two stipulations. The first stipulation is I have to give a fair and honest review. I'm not going to say I like it when I don't, and I don't believe in doing that, even if they do send me a product. The second thing is I have to give it away because I have enough stuff here. Unless it's something I really want, then I might consider it because then I could use it for other videos. But this particular item I figured would be a good giveaway, and he agreed and sent it to me. And he got back to me Sunday morning my time, real early. And I said, all right, just send it to the address on my signature, and I got a tracking number that same day. And here it is, Wednesday night. Of course, you guys will see this posted on Thursday, and I have it in my hands. So I'm going to show you just real quick the Amazon site. This is a precision screwdriver set, and again, the company's ScandiTech, and it's a 35-bit piece. There's 9 different tools in here for iPhones, Samsungs, just like it says. And they're selling them for $24.95 right here on their website, which is a pretty good price, I think, so far. Of course, I haven't looked at it yet. It's actually right here on my desk, sitting in the envelope it came in. So without any further delay, let me grab my knife here, which I luckily have handy. And, you know, packaging is cheap, but that's what I expect. But let's see how it held up. All right, we got this cellophane stuff here. This is going to be both a unboxing, obviously, and first impression, and we'll actually use it for something. So far, I like this case. The hard cases are nice. It comes with a lifetime warranty, which is nice. That's always good to have. I've had other tools come with these, and I've actually held up their claim. So I can't speak for these guys yet, but I can tell you from experience with other tool companies, usually you get around pretty good as long as you're a decent brand. There's all kinds of nice tidbits in here. This is a nice little card to check out. Well, we may come back to that later if we need to identify anything in here. Let's take a look at that case. See, it's got their nice ScandiTech logo on the front. Zippered all around, obviously double zippered, which is good in case one zipper breaks. I guess most cases usually have that. You can unzip it in the middle like this. And let's see, here's our first impression. All right, so we have a cleaning cloth. Microfiber cloths are usually pretty handy to have. There's one bit that fell out over here, but that's okay. That may happen. Let's see. We have 2 sets of bits here. There's the driver. This is one of those opener tools. If you've seen me use these in other videos, I'll show you how that works. There's a spudger tool up here, a pair of pliers, suction cup. This looks like some kind of a jimmy tool. That's pretty nice, actually. I should point out the magnifying glass already. And then, of course, the bits. We'll take those out. I feel something sharp in here. Okay, right, that's the SIM card tool, and there's a magnet on here. This is a little, I'm not sure exactly what they're calling it, but I'm going to call it, it's like a spudger. It's got kind of a blade on it. It's not terribly sharp, but you don't want that anyway. You do want a thin enough blade, but that is actually really nice and thin. And then we have some of these opener tools up here. These are the guitar pick style ones. I'll point out right off the bat, the plastic tools, any of these brands, don't expect them to last because they're not supposed to. They're sacrificial. You'll find replacements for these. I'm not sure if ScandiTech sells them or not, but I know a lot of the other companies do. Honestly, these tools up here, they're common. There's nothing particularly special, honestly, about this particular set in here so far that I can see. They're just like the ones I already have, just a different color. But that being said, you know, there really isn't much you can do with those. They're just, they have their purpose. There's only one purpose they do. You know, you can use them in a multitude of ways, but in the end, they're just meant to open stuff, and that they're designed to break before the device does. That's one way I've heard it mentioned, and I'm going to go with that, because the ones I have already, the ends are all knackered up from poking into things, and up here is all scratched up, but the device isn't. When you're getting into the hard plastic of stuff, this is what you want. You want this to be sacrificial, because it's not going to damage the product, basically. I'll get up to the rest of the stuff in a minute. I'll show you the other openers. These are, like I said, they're like guitar picks. It even says it's an opener. And there's another one. This one's a thicker bladed one, which is nice. It also has a nice thumb grip. I do like that feature. That's pretty cool. This other one, you can see, it's more flexible. It's not as rigid, but you know, you have different reasons to use both of them for sure. We'll go look at the bits now, and it's yeah, all your standard bits for doing these kind of repairs. They go in the various sizes. You can just see the key over here. There's no sense reading them all out. You can pretty much see the ones at the end over here look like they're just regular hex. I thought at first they looked like they were game, like for Nintendo systems, but they're not. They are a regular hex. And then we have the other set here, and these are the ones for the iPhones over here, these Y bits, and they are actually the security type bits, which have the little hole drilled out to fit over. There's a little dimple on the screw to prevent a standard one from going in. You can kind of see the ones over here, there's no hole because they're so small, really. But yeah, all these security bits, that's a good thing to have too, because they're, you know, you get to those situations where, oh, you're like, oh look, it's just a standard star bit, and then you say, oh no, it's got that little dimple in there, I can't use it, you know. So then you refer to these, which is good. So yeah, so far good kit. Let's take a look at the driver. Now it does have the spinny bit on top, although it doesn't spin as freely as some of the other ones I've used. But so far, when you have it in the palm and you're using it, it spins fair enough. I have ones that, you know, they're ball bearing inside, so they free spin nicely. Those, you can really spin them nice. There isn't as much resistance in your hand. But that being said, I've had much worse. Everything else on here, the grips are nice. Let's see. Oh, it looks like, oh, it's got an extension built in. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that I like. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I didn't see that at first, but I do kind of like that, because, you know, there's sometimes you can't get in. My thing, and this is universal to any of these kits, not just these guys, but some places you get into, the screw opening is not much wider than the bit, and this collar or anything else wider than that doesn't really fit in there, which is a shame. But usually in those situations you have a set of full screwdrivers, and you know, you really, if you do a lot of these repairs, you're going to have those anyway. I have a set, my big tool set, but that being said, if you're in a regular situation, I mean, this isn't too thick, this isn't bad. Again, I've had thicker, and that's definitely not good. This one's good because you still could get it into a thin space, just obviously not as thin as that bit, but you know, those are few and far in between. That's any of these brands, but this feature is pretty cool. I do like that. And I'm wondering, I don't think you can really use this without the centerpiece here. So that might be a thing, just in case It seems like it's not going to go anywhere. I mean, it does come all the way out, but I'm pretty sure you're going to put that back in. Perhaps maybe an end stop on the end of that to keep it from coming out, unless you had a reason. Because I mean, there's a little ball bearing in there, but there's nothing to really prevent this bit from going too far in. So you're not going to use this without the shaft. So there might as well make it not come out. But that's probably just finding negatives, because I really like this kit. There's nothing bad that I can see about it. There is an adapter bit in here, you could see. The 1/4 inch adapter is meant to fit into a larger screwdriver, so you can adapt it down and put a bit into it. So yeah, not a bad kit. Nice pair of tweezers in here too. By the way, these tweezers look like they're ESD safe. I don't see that indication on here, but they do seem like they're coated where you wouldn't transmit any static electricity down to the tips. They're ground down to a pretty nice tip. Just gonna focus down on that. Those are actually pretty nice. I do like them. I'll show you that opener tool. So you can see it's just got that little lip at the end of it that's going to jam into your device and spread out the, you know, whatever you're trying to separate to get into it. And of course the magnifying lens. Let's take a look at that. It's in that little plastic. And let's see if I can find something small. Anything will do. You know, this text isn't too small, but we get an idea. Of course it works. No bubbles. That's a good sign. I've seen cheap things like you see a little bubble down here in the plastic. I've seen them where they have them in the actual lens. That's not good, but yeah, the quality and that's pretty nice. If you take care of it and keep it in the thing, I'm sure it'll last you for a while. There's a nice little pouch here for it. Let's go back to that Jimmy tool. You know, I pull this out and it says it's nice and flexible, and this would get into a lot of nice places, but there is one thing about this. It's kind of got some sharp edges, so if you use this, you have to be kind of careful. I have seen other ones where it's wrapped. Perhaps maybe you'd want to wrap this in something, maybe electrical tape or something if you really wanted some extra grip on it just in case, or you could probably even plastic dip it just here in the middle and just leave the ends exposed. That probably would work. You can do that a few times, dip it. I'm sure there's a reason. If you plastic dipped it, actually, it would still have flexibility. You just have the edges here, what you wouldn't have to worry about so much, and you have a place to grip it. That might not be a bad idea. But other than that, this is a nice tool because, I mean, here's a reason not to do anything like that. This fine edge here, you can actually get it into something long ways and like shimmy it in. So that may be the reason why they didn't do that here. But you still should use some kind of caution on it because it is fairly sharp. Obviously it's not razor sharp, but it doesn't need to be. All right, so total impressions. Yeah, I do like this kit. It does come with certainly enough tools to do a plethora of repair jobs, certainly the ones I have done. Would I add anything to this? Yeah, maybe, you know, a small pair of pliers. That would not have been a bad thing to put in here, but for $24.95, I don't think it's a bad deal as it is. The microfiber cloth here just looks like a regular cloth. It only seems like it's one little square. I'll just verify that real quick here. That's the only thing I did not review, but it is, after all, just a microfiber cloth. These usually are pretty generic. Yeah, it's just a nice cloth, just a single small square. If anything, you could use it to clean the magnifying lens. You know, of course, you're going to use that to wipe down any fingerprints on the phone when you're done. Should I use this to open up something? Well, I just grabbed one of them. This is an old Droid phone, it looks like. So you're going to use a tool like this and just work it around. Be careful of any of the buttons on there or anything, but you can just see the case just opens right up. You know, when you have the right tool, all this stuff becomes really easy to work with, honestly. And definitely this is a good piece to have. But yeah, if you just, I'm not going to go into the whole in-depth teardown of this phone. It's not really worth the time to do, but I just want to demonstrate at least how one of these opener tools work. the bit drivers, you pretty much get the idea how those work. Any of these other things, it's the same thing. You're just going to use this to get into these things. I like this one in particular myself for phones like this because it has like this levering action almost where you can pry with it. That spudger tool, you know, it's kind of the same concept. That's what all these things are, all just press fit together, and all these different plastic devices are just designed to get in there and break that seal apart, pop the contacts, if you will. There's usually like a little tang in there, I'll call it, and it just snaps into place. So all you're doing is just releasing the tension from that. It's like a latch, and you're just allowing that latch to come apart. A lot of the times you can use a suction cup on the phone here, like on the screen, to pull this apart. You know, there's all these different things, and it does come with a nice array. So yeah, I do have to recommend this kit. Now, I said I would give this away. So how am I going to do that? Well, my power supply giveaway, that's actually at the time of the recording of this, is still open, and that's got a similar format to how I'm going to do this. You're going to leave a comment. First, you're going to like the video, and then you're going to leave a comment down below and say why you would want this kit. Tell me things like, I've always wanted to take my phone. I have a phone, you know, I need to take it apart. It's my mom's phone, you know, I want to do it for Christmas or something. Tell me a good story. I mean, obviously it should be a legitimate story, but tell me something very creative that you can do, or maybe you want to start a little small side business and this is going to entice you to do it. Whatever it is, tell me what that is in the comments. And the first week of January, I'll have a video. I think I'm going to do it on a Thursday, because I already have Tuesday is going to be the power supply. On Thursday, I'll announce who the winner is. They'll know who it is maybe a couple days beforehand, because I'll have to contact them and let them know they won and this whole thing. And I'll get their information, obviously, and then on that video I'll say, hey, Joe Doe or John Doe or Joe Smith or whoever the person ends up being won. And they'll obviously receive this nice tool set, and hopefully they'll put it to some good use. Of course, that'll have to be anyone over the age of 13, and I'll do it, you know, anywhere in the world. I guess I can send it, which shouldn't be a big deal. And with that, I want to thank you guys for watching. And if you're not already a subscriber, you can click up here to subscribe, and I'll put another video down over here in the corner you can check out if you want to check out some of my other stuff. Thanks again.